we'd like to welcome you into Canyon High School in New Braunfels, where we're just getting underway. We apologize for the technical difficulties to get started here this evening. Brad Lynn, yours truly, Roland J. Reese, says we are looking at a 3rd and 15 now. Canyon has the football to start things off this evening, live at their own 40-yard line. And we're in for a big one this evening. It's positioning on the line this evening.
Yeah, no doubt. There's already set about the 4 teams that are going to make the playoffs, but Canyon would sure like to avoid the first round against College Station from the other district. So Wagner's 2nd and Canyon is 4th, but they could change that by a Canyon victory. It would go just the opposite.
Dietrich unloads, pass intended for Daniel Inman from his slot position. That'll bring up a 4th down for the Canyon Cougars. Reese Dietrich going at quarterback this evening. Having the backfield Jackson Reagan. 4 very talented receivers as well. We'll visit in about them here in just a few moments as Canyon punts this away.
Get a great roll there.
Absolutely. This does get a Cougar roll, and it looks like it's going to be down at about the, I call it the 17-yard line, which is where the Wagner Thunderbirds are going to take over 1st and 10.
It's a real exciting game to me with such a big passing attack from Canyon and then an off schedule, as you'd say, running attack by Wagner. Nobody does what Wagner does anymore, and they do it well. Absolutely.
Kind of the tale of 2 different ends of the offensive spectrum we're going to be looking at here. They've got a quarterback, Latrell Stevens-Jones, who gets a start. It's interesting to see a number 82 who is straight up the middle. And this, of course, the power of the Wagner offense. Straight up the middle goes the back. That is Davion Anderson, who takes it out. Nice gain across the 20 down to around the 23-yard line where it'll be 2nd down. Fence lines up, tied 1 receiver to the far side. Not going to look for a lot of passing this evening from Wagner. As this time the quarterback. Time Stevens-Jones with the keeper across the 25 down to around the 27-yard line. And that should bring up a third and short, I believe.
Looks like they moved the chains.
Oh, no, they're moving the chains. Yeah, it will be just the down marker hasn't changed, but no, that is correct. They do move it across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. That's a 1st down for Wagner. Lone receiver, that's E.J. Bell coming out flank to the near side. E.J. Bell, the only receiver with over 100 yards catching this year for the Thunderbirds. Man in motion far side, that's Wanye Taylor. Here's the pitch. That goes to Braden Frazee. Gets down out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. A couple of near 1,000-yard rushers in this Wagner backfield, Brad. We've got Frazee, who we just saw carry the football, and William Reynolds, the junior running back. 106 carries, 895 yards on the season thus far.
That doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you have 2 with that many yards, that means that they really are a running team, because a lot of teams have 1 running back getting all the carries, but Wagner spreads it around.
And running again, surprise to no one. Straight up the middle goes Frazee. He's over to make the stop that time. That was Roman McFall. That time from his defensive end position for the Canyon Cougars. That'll bring up a 3rd and short now for Wagner. Thunderbirds' first offensive drive of the evening. Under center, the handoff once again. This time big hole, and that is Reynolds. He's busting out across the 30, the 25. Touchdown saving tackle inside the 20-yard line for Canyon. But you see why that young man has so many yards rushing the football thus far this season.
They're technically calling him the backup fullback, but there's nothing backup about his game. I think they just use those 2 kids so they don't get beat up, but that's the 2 main rushers.
Absolutely. And that ought to get him near that 1,000-yard mark, and nothing else. Ray Stanley with a touchdown saving tackle that time for Canyon, and it's 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage This is Canyon 19. Here's the handoff. Straight up the way, that is fullback Tracy.
If you're watching on TV, just get ready for that. There's nothing too much sizzle with that kind of play, but they're very content to hand it to the fullback and get 4 yards.
Daniel Nino, the right guard, little ginger in his step there. Second down, straight ahead goes Reynolds.
Referee goes down. That doesn't look good. I don't think he's well. The umpire. They're going to stop the game.
Uh-oh. He hit there while the umpire is down. I tell you what, 6:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Let's take this break, and we'll be right back with more action here in just a moment on the Cougars Network.
What's so special about Club Car Wash? Purchase one wash or an unlimited wash plan. We prepare every car before it goes through the wash to get rid of bugs and hard-to-reach grime. Plus, enjoy complimentary perks like free vacuums and towels. Never drive around in a dirty car again and join the club at Club Car Wash.
Back with you now to live action as the Wagner Thunderbirds come back in.
Big third down right here. Big third down in the red zone.
It's 3rd and 2 for Wagner. He gives straight up the middle and into the end zone. That's a touchdown for Wagner, although a penalty marker is on the field. We'll have to check that out here momentarily.
Looked like a face mask will be tacked on after the extra point.
So we will check this out. Tacked on after the extra point.
Yeah, you have the option of taking it on the, let's see what they're doing here. They haven't signaled it yet. Yeah, they're not moving it off the 2-point line. Touchdown's good.
So we're getting this checked out right there. Penalty, face mask against Canyon.
And it'll be on the kickoff. Yeah, that's what he said.
You mentioned you will be on assessed on the kickoff.
Seemed like that was about 8 or 9 plays on that drive.
That was, and I mean, it
and
seemed
no
like
passing plays. So.
Exactly. They struck rather quickly. 6:04 remaining here in the first quarter. On to try the extra point. This is Damian Facundo. Kick is up, and it's good. 6:04 remaining here in the first quarter. And our score now, Wagner 7, Canyon nothing. Back with more in a moment right here on the Cougars Network.
She said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2. And 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt. Just like you like it.
Back with you now to the campus of Canyon High School here in New Braunfels. Penalty being assessed, I believe, at this point.
Be a good time for an onside kick or some kind of trick kick, a bloop kick or something. Try to disrupt Canyon's normal return game. gain much if you just kick it out of the end zone and move it to the 25. So there's a chance for some trickery.
Absolutely. See what happens as Facundo gets his teed up and set to kick off to the Cougars. This one will, of course, sail out of the end zone. And Canyon will have the football 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage will be their own 25-yard line. Well, you know, an interesting set of circumstances, I guess we can say this evening, Brad, because at this point we know Smithson Valley has already won the district, regardless of what happens
Win or
this
loss
evening.
tonight, they're in.
Yeah, they're playing Seguin this evening, and regardless of what happens, they're in. This game is basically for positioning in the district, and it's between Wagner, who's in this at 5-1, and of course Canyon at 4-2, also tied with Champion.
Well, then they could both end up tied, and then Canyon would win it on, you know, because they have the head-to-head matchup win. But so you could go from 4th to 2nd with a good game, and both teams have the rare opportunity, the last game of the year, play all out, and they still know they're in the playoffs next week. So it's an interesting matchup for sure.
Absolutely. We can revisit the scenarios that are taking place this evening. Right after this first down, it's 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage actually the 30-yard line. Here's a quick out. Pass complete on the near side to Harry Hossman. We're going to hear a lot from that young man as he's hauled in 754 yards and 10 touchdown catches thus far on the season. Nice pickup of 7.
He's got some good yards after the catch, too, for the whole season.
2nd and 3. Here's the handoff going straight ahead across the 40. Being wrapped up around the 45-yard line goes the running back Jackson Reagan. He's been their leading ground gainer on the year, 88 carries, just shy of 500 yards. Actually, that carry right there will put him over 5, and 8 touchdowns on the season.
When you're in a passing offense like that, that's a big amount of yards for rushing.
So from the Canyon 48-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They need to see if their offense has an answer in them for that quick touchdown drive that Wagner put together. 6:04 in the first. The Thunderbirds take it in. Pair of receivers to the far side. Handoff once again going straight ahead. Couple of tough yards goes the running back, and
Wagner's had some tackles for loss attempted, but the Cougar running backs have broken those tackles and turned it into positive yards 3 or 4 times already.
Reagan once again gets a pickup of 4 on that play. It's 2nd and 6. And this time play action. And Dietrich just has to get rid of it and then throws it out of bounds. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
Wagner need to do more of that pass rush to slow the Cougar offense down.
Canyon actually in Wagner territory at the 48-yard line. So 2 receivers to the near side, single receiver, that's Hossman. On the far side for quarterback Reese Dietrich. Dropping back, Dietrich unloads. Dietrich has Hossman. Penalty markers down as Hossman tries to dance away from that Wagner secondary. And will move the ball down to about the Wagner 28, but let's check that flag.
I can't tell if Wagner's playing man or just a pretty tight zone, a press coverage zone. Because the person guarding, number 25, guarding the inside receiver is also looking inside for run responsibility. So it'll be interesting to see if Wagner can stay with that scheme and stop Canyon's passing game.
So holding the call, and this will move it back.
Those are drive-killing penalties right there. Let's see if Canyon can overcome that.
Absolutely, that'll bring up a 3rd down. Once again, they're going to have to get into Wagner territory at about the 43-yard line for a new set of downs. So 3 receivers far side, single receiver near side for quarterback Reese Dietrich. Dropping back, unloads, looking for Hossman once again. Pass incomplete. That time, Rodney Staley from his defensive back position around. He was near that, almost came up with the ball. And that'll be 4th down and, of course, brings on a punting situation for Canyon. So lone back, or actually the lone return man back at his own 25-yard line for Wagner. Right foot
nice
into
punt.
this. Yeah, it's going to drive him back. This will be down inside the 20-yard line at about the 17. And that's where the Wagner offense will take over 1st and 10.
Was it 17 last time or 16? Looks like the different hash, but almost the exact same spot they started their first drive.
So as we were mentioning, Latrell Stevens-Jones, not a lot of passing yards on the year. And like I said, probably a different position player, but he's coming in to run them at quarterback. He's a junior. And he has William Reynolds, fullback, in the backfield on this 1st and 10. Give that time to Reynolds, but whistle, stop the play.
Procedure by Wagner.
That'll move it back. But, you know, it's interesting, though, Brad. If you know the kind of offense that's coming at you, you can study their tendencies and what they've done in past games and realize they're probably not going to start pass the football. How in the world do you combat that defensively to stop the run?
Well, it's a difficult week because a week of high school football practice is really 3 days, and it's impossible to get your JV or your backups to run this offense so you can see what it's going to look like live. So it's a daunting task. It could be that Canyon's going to start playing better, even though they got scored on that first drive. They know what's coming now, and they realize the pace of the game. So we'll see if they have improved after that first drive.
Reynolds that time with the carry. He gets a small gain, about 2. To be 2nd and 13 now. Lone receiver E.J. Bell goes flanked out to the far side. The 2nd down, Latrell Stevens-Jones, quarterback. Handoff straight ahead. That time, the Cougar defense was ready for him. As Reynolds gets the handoff. Over to make that stop. Great job, Kendall Arambide.
I don't know if you call it stubborn or patient or disciplined, but they're content even on 3rd and 10. They might have – they got 2 wideouts now, so let's see if they're going to try a pass.
Check that pronunciation, Arambide. They're on the stop that time. 3rd and 10. This time dropping back, and they will elect to pass. Southpaw passer, and he's got his man across the 20. He's still going to be stopped well shy of a 1st down as hauling that one in. That's Sonny Serrano. They'll get it out to the 21-yard line. It's going to be a 4th and 1.
Wagner didn't bring a bunch of kids in from the punt team either, so we'll see what happens right here. It's an odd place to go for it on 4th down.
The snap. The handoff straight ahead. He'll have the 1st down and more. Goes Braden Tracy.
Pretty brave. 4th and 1 from your own 22-yard line.
Bangs it out across the 25 to around the 28-yard line and move the chains. And
that's actually an extra possession. They didn't have to punt it, and they kept possession, so that's a big play. Eating up the first quarter pretty quickly here.
Absolutely. 2:20 left to go here in the first quarter. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, a 27-yard line. The handoff straight ahead. That time, Tracy's going to be wrapped up. Or correction. Go to him. That was a keeper that time by Latrell Stevens-Jones.
Yeah, Wagner's had 1 completed pass, so that didn't stop the clock, and they haven't run out of bounds, so that's the way to keep keep the clock running, keep the chains going.
33-yard line. That is the Wagner 33. After that gain of 5 by Jones, it's 2nd and 5 for the Thunderbirds. Here's the give. That time, trying to find some space, goes Davion Anderson. Nothing doing there, though. Good defensive pursuit. Roman McFall in on that stop, among others. Also, Aiden Smith from his linebacker position, making the stop on the Thunderbird running back.
You got to give Canyon's defense a lot of credit on that. After getting a 4th and 1 in their opposite red zone against them, they could have hung their hats and thought that they failed or frustrated, but they've answered right now.
Brings up another 3rd down for Wagner. 3rd and 6. Line of scrimmage is their own 33-yard line. The pitch this time, the defensive pursuit, but Wagner's going to have the first down as Wanye Taylor with the carry, get it out near midfield. That'll move the chains to be a first down for Wagner. And whistle, and there's Cougar, Cougar down on the field. So again, setting up the scenario for this game, Brad, we know, we'll notice that, Team A beat Team B, and then Team C beat Team A, so it just kind of, it's the fun type of year to get things sorted out. So as we were mentioning, we know Smithson Valley's going to win the district.
So the first place team gets to play the 4th place team in the other district, and that's what Canyon would like to avoid. They would like to not be the 4th place team because their first round opponent will be much more difficult from the district with College Station, A&M Consolidated, Georgetown, and Cedar Park.
Well, with a champion win, that'll put 3 teams at 5-2 in district. But then again, as we were mentioning, Wagner beat Champion, who's one of the other teams that'll be in the 5-2 mix. Champion beat Canyon earlier in the season, and it just all kind of gets thrown up in the air.
Yeah, there's lots of tiebreakers. Every district has their own little nuances on tiebreakers, number first downs or total yards or positive points, and these usually set a cap at 17 on those kind of things.
This time, handoff on straight ahead. Good defensive pursuit that time by Canyon. Stop Wagner for a short gain. Matter of fact, no gain at all. They're going to mark this back at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 as the clock will run out here in the first quarter. And that's the end of one. From New Braunfels, Texas, here on the campus of Canyon High School. Our score, Wagner 7, Canyon nothing. Back with second quarter action here in just a moment on the Cougars Network.
Looking for a new Honda? Shop your hometown Honda dealer, Honda San Marcos. These 2 Hondas look the same, however, the one from Honda San Marcos has something the other one doesn't. A free lifetime warranty that's on every new Honda at Honda San Marcos. Pilot to Passport, Civic to Accord, CRV to Ridgeline. Every new Honda we sell comes with a free lifetime warranty. A short drive for a really big value is at I-35 exit 200 across from the San Marcos Outlet Mall.
Honda San Marcos.
Back with you now live on the field. A presentation going on. Kevin Griffin and some of America's finest United States Marines down there on the sideline with the young man. Wonderful to know that the future is left in the hands of young men like that. He made a positive decision. Getting set for the second 12 minutes. So I think for all practical purposes, we can say it'll be Smithson Valley Wagner, champion of Bernie, and these Canyon Cougars will be heading to the second season here beginning next week.
None of that changes, but this game could flip-flop the 2 and the 4.
Right. And we'll know about that here in just a matter of moments. Handoff, penalty markers come in right away.
That's a rare penalty this late in the season for a team that goes on a pretty quick snap count all the time. And when they use motion, they have a very direct snap count, so it in theory should be easy for them not to draw procedure penalties, but they've had 2 already.
Now, you have been in the coaching field and spent many years at Smithson Valley among your stops. What in the world do you do to correct that this late in the season?
Run simpler plays, or give them a dirty look and tell them stop doing that, because they're certainly capable of running plays without making those mistakes.
I hope that worked for me in my youth, let me tell you.
A stern looking at was all it took for me.
And I guarantee you. Second down. And now going straight ahead goes the runner, that time Wanye Taylor with the carry. They'll get to about the 45-yard line. It's still going to be third down. And the Thunderbirds going to have to get to the 45, call it the Charger 43, or that is the Cougar 43. They look like Churchill down there for me for some reason. I don't know why.
That's a good old classic uniform right there.
Absolutely. They do look good. Here's the chase. Taylor goes down.
That's a loss.
Or correction, Jones goes down. Truman McFall. Big stop that time for Canyon.
Now they're going to bring their punt team on. And 4th and 20. I don't think they have a play on their call sheet for 4th and 20. Go ahead and punt it.
That'll be the case. Waiting back, Jackson Kinsey waiting the Wagner punt. We'll go straight up. Take a Canyon bounce back toward the 40-yard line. And the Cougars will go back on offense 1st and 10. So now would be the good time for the Cougars, and an answer to the 7 unanswered points on the board right now, put up by Wagner, the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, they've moved the ball. They just haven't been able to string together several first downs or any big plays to put them in the end zone. So Wagner's got to feel good about their defensive effort so far.
So 2 receivers near side and 1 receiver to the far side. Low snap that time. Picked off the handoff, Daniel Bastian.
He made something out of nothing. There were 4 tacklers waiting for him, and he still got positive yards out of that play.
Bastian, who last year carried the ball 6 times for 67 yards against these Wagner Thunderbirds. Had a big 30-24 win back on this date 1 year ago, the 3rd of November. Pickup of 3. It's 2nd and 7 now for Canyon. Dropping back, unloads.
I don't know if he caught that or not.
This one they're saying no.
Official says no. Great effort, though.
Certainly was. He was looking for, I believe that was Ryder Hopper.
Wagner's doing a good job of discovering this coverage they're running, because they look like they're pretty tight to line of scrimmage, and their safeties in a position to be downhill run stoppers, but then they get deep when the ball snapped. Looks more of a cover 2 look now.
This time Canyon will come in and send 2 receivers either side. The cornerback Reese Dietrich. Dropping back, whistle, stoppage of play.
timeout by the Cougars.
And Cougars will take it. We'll take it too with 9:45 left to go here in the first half. Our score, Wagner 7, Canyon nothing. Back with more in a moment right here on the Cougars Network. As a local State Farm agent for the past 11 years, John Boyd and his family have been honored to serve this great community and to welcome its residents into their agency and their lives in order to protect what is important to you and your loved ones. Married to a Canyon alumnus and having children at Canyon High School, Churchill Middle, and Hoffman Lane Elementary, he has been a proud and avid supporter of Cougar Nation. We wish the Cougars nothing but success this season. Go Cougs! As a local, back with you now on this 3rd and 7 for Canyon. Dietrich dropping back, trying to find his receiver. He may just tuck it away and run, and does so. It gets out across midfield.
First down.
Should be a first down. They move the football.
No, it's not a first down.
Oh, they're calling it fourth. They're calling it fourth
back,
and 4th and 1. I guess it all depended on the mark, and they didn't mark it in midfield. They actually marked it on the 49. The Cougars in tight. They're going to go for it. Movement, trying to draw Wagner off. Didn't do it that time. Dietrich just puts his head down and says, I'll get it myself, and does so. Bangs out to around the Wagner 45-yard line.
The oldest play in football, the quarterback sneak.
Nice job following that big line there. Tate Davis, Luke Smith, Polanu, Blake Zeller, Diego Sanchez. Great job by that Cougar offensive line. 1st and 10 now. Cougars have the ball in Wagner territory at the 46. Here's the handoff. Nice run across the 45 to about the 43-yard line goes Daniel Bastian. Bastian with 44 carries, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns coming into play this evening.
Looked like the center, number 55, was a little injured on that play. Let's see if it affects his pass to the quarterback. Nobody cares how good he does that until he messes it up, but that's a very important part of this offense.
Oh, absolutely. So legal substitution. That time for Wagner.
Gives Polanu, the center, a little time to recover. Looked like a lower leg injury.
It'll be 1st and 5 for the Cougars. Line of scrimmage is the Wagner 41. Dietrich shifting back into the gun. Low snap once again. But Bastian the carry. He'll bang out across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Nice pickup for the senior running back for Canyon.
It's an interesting shift of personnel before the ball was snapped. Not a motion, but just a shift. And they caused Wagner to be outnumbered at the point of attack. So really good job by the Cougar staff.
Hopper and Hausman come flanked out to the near side. Inman and Kunze to the far side. First down. Dietrich unloads all by his lonesome at the 15, or the 25-yard line. Goes Daniel Inman. And the Cougars are on the move. 1st and 10 on this senior night out here at Canyon High School. Inman comes flanked to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Trying to bust out of a tackle goes the running back Jackson Reagan. He should pick up a couple, get down to near the 20-yard line.
Canyon having great success running the football, finding ways to manipulate Wagner's defensive positioning with their formations, doing a good job with that.
Kunze and Hausman flanked out to the far side. On this 2nd down, not giving him a pickup on that play. Thought he got a couple. Here's Dietrich trying to find an open receiver and does. catch, and around the 15-yard line goes Hausman.
I think we have a penalty.
It's Kevon Carter
Holding.
back defensively, and that is a holding call against Canyon. So that'll negate that nice pitch and catch.
Second holding call tonight. Those are really drive killers.
Cougars passing on an average of just over 215 yards a game. I'd say that's a pretty potent passing attack.
Yes.
Great job for Dietrich, by the way, who's 120 of 207 for 1,715 yards on the season. What a year that young man's having. 17 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Here's Dietrich rolling right. Just overthrew his intended receiver on the far side.
Really good coverage that time by the Wagner Thunderbirds.
Jackson Kinsey, he himself, 24 catches for 342 yards and a pair of touchdowns. And that'll bring up a third and long. Cougars have to get to the, well, call it the, the 13?
A manageable goal might be field goal range, so let's see what they dial up play calling wise here.
Dietrich on the give, Reagan. He'll bang out across the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Nice pickup that time. He's over to make the stop. That was Darius Burley. And it's going to be fourth and they're going to call it 4th and 7. They say he picked up 13 on that run.
No field goal try.
No, Cougars going to roll the dice. So whistles now, and Canyon will take a timeout. 6:31 remaining here before halftime. And Wagner with an early 7-0 lead. Wagner was getting it done on the ground as they've done all season long, just grinding it out. Old-fashioned type of football is something we were talking about here pregame, just saying, well, they run this kind of football that I guess is reminiscent of the old wishbone.
Yeah, you'd have to watch Air Force, maybe Georgia Tech still running this kind of stuff, but there's, even in the college ranks, they're few and far between. It's a really, really, really interesting attack because defenses don't see it. They just don't see that kind of stuff. And like I said earlier, it's really hard to get your practice squad, your JV or your backups to simulate that offense because it's not something you can just put together in a day and figure out how to run correctly.
Other area games in district of note. Champion is hosting MacArthur this evening, and of course Smithson Valley on the road in Seguin. We'll see if we can get you some updates a little bit later on this evening on this 4th and 7. Whistles, stoppage of play. We'll see what this one's all about.
Not to
False start.
Yeah, not to badmouth any kid trying hard to play such a hard game, but it's really rare this late in the year to get those kind of procedure penalties. Must be a little extra effort or maybe a new formation, maybe a new play. They're trying to get ready for the playoffs, but you don't see those kind of penalties this late in the year.
4th and 12. Canyon still shooting for that first down on this 4th down attempt. Dietrich takes the snap. Feeling a little pressure. Unloads. Just in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Harry Hausman. He would have had the first down. It might have been just a little bit too high for him.
Yeah, Wagner's defense got to help with 2 big penalties by the Cougars, but they've got to feel good about that stop right there. And once again, we have carved away a big portion of the second quarter. Both teams running the football, and the clock has not stopped. I don't think a single play has gone out of bounds yet either.
Wagner offense back on the field. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is, call it their own 23-yard line. The pitch. This is Taylor.
Great job by Canyon pursuing out there. They had multiple players ready for the pitch, part of that option play.
Absolutely. Coming over, Aiden Smith from his linebacker position. 36 tackles coming into play tonight. 3 thrown for loss. He led the attack that time to stop Wanye Taylor, senior running back for Wagner. Clock continues to run. E.J. Bell comes flanked out to the near side on this 2nd and 11. Loss of 1 on the play where they mark it. Give going straight ahead. Once again, good defensive pursuit.
Canyon starting to get a feel for Wagner's speed and Wagner's ability to run that football and how they're going to block it. So Canyon's stepping up to the occasion and playing much better defense in this quarter than they did in the first.
Parker Woodrum in on the stop that time for Canyon. Give him a pickup of 4. It'll be 3rd and 7 now. Line of scrimmage is the Wagner 27-yard line. Quarterback Latrell Stevens-Jones tries to sort things out. Handoff going straight ahead. And not much there. As a matter of fact, maybe even a loss of 1 for Davion Anderson. Well, I tell you, that's some good defensive pursuit that time.
Look like number 4.
4 and on the stop. Or might have been 14.
14, yes.
Collinott.
Yes.
Also Kendall Arambidi in on the stop that time for Canyon. Big defensive stand that time for the Cougars. I'll bring up a punting situation for Wagner.
It's the first time Wagner didn't get at least 2 first downs on a drive, so Canyon's got to feel good about their defensive effort right now. Fake punt.
Quick snap.
That was a planned play.
It was. Didn't work. That was snapped to the up man. And great defensive pursuit that time to smell it out.
Canyon was not fooled at all.
No.
Good preparation.
What I like to see is that defense coming off the field and just feeling it. Moving that momentum over to the offense. See if the Cougar offense can reciprocate by putting some points on the board now.
4 minutes and 8 seconds, plenty of time for the offense. No need to hurry.
Osman and Hooper flank to the near side. 2 receivers far side on this 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is the Wagner 30. Pass across the middle, caught, and wow, how he hung on to that, I won't know. But he's showing us, yeah, I hang on to it. It's Ryder Hopper. Big stop, 18 catches, 191 yards, and a touchdown on the season. And with catches like that, you can see why he's so dependable.
That formation right there with 2 receivers wide to both sides, that makes Wagner's defense balance up, and it's essentially man coverage in those 4 lanes. You can call it zone, but when they spread you out, you're by yourself with the guy that's across from you.
Move the chains and be a first down for the Cougars. Line of scrimmage is the 20-yard line. Snap, the handoff straight ahead goes Reagan. Across the 20, down to around the 19-yard line is coming over to make the stop, that Terrell August. Call it a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 now. Line of scrimmage, Wagner 19. Clock continues to move along. Just over 3 minutes left here before halftime. The snap. Dietrich looking end zone. Dietrich has Hausman in and out of his pants that time.
Nice play by the defender. Really good pass, but the defender made a better play. Number 3.
Absolutely back defensively. That was Donovan Lang. I believe we'll check this.
He's got a tough job out there with Canyon's best, most productive receiver all alone because they send somebody to occupy that safety, so he gets no help.
So single receiver either side on this 3rd and 9 for the Cougars. Dietrich, the handoff on the delay to Reagan. Across the the 15, down to near the 10-yard line. Nice pickup that time for the sophomore running back, if you will. Back to the line quickly on this 4th and 1. Hoping to draw him off, but that time Dietrich just ducks his head, follows that big offensive line. And the Cougars are signaling, especially Diego Sanchez right now, hey, we got the first down.
That's got to be the offensive line's favorite play when it's successful. get to exert their manhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing fancy, no pulls, no traps, no zone this way, zone that way, just straight ahead and overpower the man in front of you.
So that call against the defense. That keeps the Canyon drive alive. Big first down for Canyon. Should be a 1st and goal as they're inside the 10. Line of scrimmage, the 5 for all practical purposes. Dietrich, Reagan in the backfield, dropping back, looking end zone. Pass incomplete. He was looking in the direction of Hausman once again.
Now it becomes a little more difficult for Canyon to have a lot of different route combinations because they're limited because they can't go deep. So they've got that's why they tried that crossing route. Had somebody open, but Wagner defender stepped in front just at the last minute.
Second and goal, they're actually spotting this at the 6, that being the Wagner 6. Handoff Reagan.
Nope.
Is he in? They're saying no. He's just shy. He stopped at about the 1, although they're coming off the field like that.
They're going to run right now. Could
hurry
be
up offense.
Sneak.
Absolutely, hurry up offense. Here we go. There's 3rd and goal from the 1.
Yep.
And whistles and
Canyon might have gotten too tricky. That might have cost them 5 yards right there.
I believe that's the case in the event that they did blow the play dead.
Using a lot of snap count intonations. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but you can do it.
Well, that'll back it up. It'll be 3rd and goal instead of it being 3rd and goal from the 1. It's now 3rd and goal from the 6.
Yeah. Wonder what it looks like. They're still going to try to run that play. Quarterback's under center. That's what they did earlier.
Shifting back into the gun.
To the other way. I think they've got them outnumbered over here.
Looking end zone.
Yep.
Pass complete into the end zone. Touchdown, Canyon.
Wagner didn't move enough people over with the shift. Nice job of play calling by the Cougars.
That time, Jackson Reagan hauls another pass in for the Cougar touchdown. And with 1:40 left to go before halftime, Cougars are a point away from drawing even as Carlos Enriquez on to try the extra point. Kick is up. With 1:40 left to go before halftime, we're all knotted at 7. We'll be back with more in just a moment right here on the Cougars Network.
What's so special about Club Car Wash? Purchase one wash or an unlimited wash plan. We prepare every car before it goes through the wash to get rid of bugs and hard-to-reach grime. Plus, enjoy complimentary perks like free vacuums and towels. Never drive around in a dirty car again and join the club at Club Car Wash.
Back with you live in New Braunfels, the campus of Canyon High School, where the Cougars have just drawn even. 6-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Reese Dietrich to the waiting arms of Jackson Reagan. Takes it in. Extra point good by Enriquez. And we're tied at 7 with 1:40 left to go before halftime. When handled and returned by one of the men. He's got a block. He's got the speed, too. Great touchdown saving tackle on the far side of the field that time. So to make that stop, or correction, Donovan Lang no, that wasn't Lang. That was Jaden Tardy with the return. And there's penalty markers on the field. They're discussing this. We have seen quite a
bit of penalties.
Quite a bit of penalties here in the first half.
No dirty plays. No. Well, I guess we had one face mask, but that was an inadvertent. There's no 5-yard face mask anymore. They're all 15. I think that was something that somebody said. An inappropriate comment.
That'll do it to you just like anything else would, I guess, though. Officials discussing this before we get it sorted out. They're calling it like illegal use of. Are they picking it up? I guess they are. No, they are not.
Well, why are they moving the ball back to the 15?
Yeah, they were. The initial call was illegal use of hands, I believe.
Oh, then the penalty up here on the 49. So there's a holding or illegal use of hands on the illegal block, and then somebody said something inappropriate, but they let that one go.
There we go. Okay, now that we're all sorted out, 9 seconds later, it's 1st and 10 for Wagner. Line of scrimmage is their own 15. Handoff straight ahead, banging out to near the 20-yard line. Goes the running back, and that is Braden Prezi.
Wagner's content because one of those basic plays, the fullback up the middle, could bust for a big gain. So they're very patient, very disciplined with this type of offense.
Grayson Coyne that time in on the stop for Canyon. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Thunderbirds. Here's the pitch. That time, good defensive pursuit once again. And you know, that's one thing you can say, they're feeling it there.
Really, after the first drive that Wagner had 7 or 8 running plays and then an answer to a touchdown, the Cougar defense has really played great after that.
Gabriel Benitez, McFall in on the stop that time. So at least they held him for at least no gain. Looks like he may have been thrown for a loss, as that clock just may run out here, as we've got 18 seconds left here to go in the second quarter. Just ahead of halftime. And right before a delay of game penalty, I believe Wagner took a timeout. That's a situation with 9 seconds left. Well, it's an interesting state of affairs here. As, both teams had their high moments. Both teams have had their mistakes. Of course, a lot of penalties, as we were mentioning. But positioning in the district on the line this evening.
Neither one of these teams are sitting back and doing the hope we don't get anybody hurt before a playoff game. They've got aspirations of winning this game. Both teams are playing excellent defense with a score of 7-7, and both teams have had their moments of pretty exciting offensive plays. Of course, Wagner playing into our prediction. They've had 2 forward pass attempts, 1 complete, 1 tackle for loss on a sack. So they're getting it done with their basic offense, and Canyon has really unexpectedly had success on the ground.
Well, 3rd and 5. This possibly the last play of the half. It's Latrell Stevens-Jones under center. He'll keep. Move the ball out past the 20 to about the 22-yard line before the horn sounds, and that is the end of the first half. With our score, Canyon 7, Wagner 7. We'll be back with second half action here in just a moment. You are watching Canyon Cougar football here on the Cougars Network.
She said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2, and 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt, just like you like it.
Looking for a new Honda? Shop your hometown Honda dealer, Honda San Marcos. These 2 Hondas look the same, however, the one from Honda San Marcos has something the other one doesn't. A free lifetime warranty that's on every new Honda at Honda San Marcos. Pilot to Passport, Civic to Accord, CRV to Ridgeline. Every new Honda we sell comes with a free lifetime warranty. A short drive for a really big value is at I-35 exit 200 across from the San Marcos Outlet Mall.
Honda San Marcos.
Coach here has always been a bacon and cheese Whataburger add jalapenos guy. Until now, because he just met Whataburger's Southern Bacon Double. Fresh beef patties, Monterey Jack and American cheese topped with crispy bacon, crunchy slaw, and a tangy Southern-style sauce. That's what we call an edible audible. Good call, Coach. The limited-time Southern Bacon Double from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
One of the most common questions kids are asked is, what do you want to be when you grow up? For some, that may be an easy question to answer, but for others, it may seem impossible. That is where our school counselors, academic advisors, and our teachers can help. In the coming weeks, our 8th grade students will begin planning for their high school journey, and our 5th graders will begin planning for middle school. In Kamau ISD, we continue to grow greatness, and one of our major objectives is to empower our students to be prepared to attend college, start a career, or enlist in the military beyond high school graduation. This is known as CCMR, College Career Military Readiness. The Texas Education Agency offers many ways of recognizing students who have met CCMR requirements, from demonstrating college readiness with qualified exams, earning industry certifications in various career and technical education programs, to enlisting in our armed forces. From dual credit and AP courses to CTE classes, we continue to offer students a variety of ways to achieve the CCMR goals and to help them easily answer that ultimate question, what do I want to be when I grow up? What we need is you. I want to encourage you as parents to help us. Your partnership in your child's education is vital to their success. No matter what path they choose, they need guidance, support, and reassurance. They need you to ask them questions about their interests, to go with them on their visits with their counselors, and encourage them to use every resource that is available to them. Together, we will grow greatness.
Biscuits and taquitos and breakfast on a bun. Those are just a few of the things you can make a part of your morning routine at Whataburger. Then again, with so many choices, you could make a routine of not having a routine. But would not having a routine still be a routine? Chew on that for a while. Whataburger breakfast, just like you like it.
Celebrated their 50th reunion.
Our new student was the superintendent.
and he brought like his stuff, and it was really cool just to see like a grown-up acting like a kid.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, our halftime presentation. Get set for the sounds and the sights. The Canyon High School Band and dance team.
Ladies and gentlemen, Canyon High School proudly presents the Aristocats and Cougars dance team with a special performance for you tonight. The dance team would like to recognize their sponsors of the week, Southern Made Donuts, New Braunfels, and Goop Coffee Bar, Elysian Hair and Tattoo Studios, Randy and Leandra Oliver. Cougarette of the week is Ava Garcia. Aristocat of the week is Avery Wolf. Now sit back and relax as the Aristocats, Cougarettes, and their guests perform a Bob and Sue routine to I Wanna Dance with Somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to recognize the seniors of the Canyon Cougar Band. We're very proud of this class of seniors. They've been a part of our program for the past 4 years. They entered the high school in the middle of the pandemic and have been great members for us ever since. Our first graduating senior is Perry Bell, escorted by parents Shane and Alora Braun. Next is Van Sen, escorted by father Shu Kung and mother Tung Zi. Next we have Abby Clough, escorted by Roy and Brooke Clough. Next is Ivana Cruz, escorted by Jose and Crystal Cruz. Next, Elisa Flores, escorted by Fernando Flores and Maribel Flores. Next is Siana Garza, escorted by mother Adriana Garza and father Jose Garza. Next, Noah Gonzalez, escorted by Fee and Rosa Gonzalez. Next is Drew Greenlaw, escorted by Greg and Rebecca Greenlaw. Next is Jonathan Henley, escorted by parents Christine and Stephen Henley. Ariel Hernandez, escorted by Andrea Hernandez. Next is Audrey Huber, escorted by Gwen Huber and Thomas Daniel Smith. Our next senior is Ian Leaf, escorted by Debbie Leaf. Our next senior is Anthony Lehman, escorted by his parents David and Michelle Lehman. Next is Jacob Leto, one of our drum majors, escorted by Terry and Jeff Carson. The next senior is Ryan Lopez, escorted by Bobby and Jessica Lopez. Next up is Bowen McCullough, escorted by Deanne and John McCullough. The next senior is Sophia McDaniel, escorted by Derek and Christina McDaniel. And now we have another one of our drum majors, Trinity Melcher, escorted by Toby and Tiffany Melcher. And next up is Jasmine Ortiz, escorted by Chuck and Sandy Ortiz. Our next senior is Gunnar Padilla, escorted by Pete Padilla. Our next senior is Stephanie Reimer, escorted by Kim and Jeff Reimer. Our next senior is Malia Rivera, escorted by parents Nathan and Anna Rivera. Next is Mercedes Rodriguez, escorted by Emma and Chris. Next up is Nigel Setzer, escorted by Naisha Jackson and Naya Setzer. Our next senior is Preston Timmons, escorted by Tammy and Steve Timmons. Next up is Desiree Trujillo, escorted by Gennaro and Roxanne Mendoza. Our next senior is Audrey Wang, escorted by Sherry and Eddie Wang. And our final band senior is Emmett Williams, escorted by Jenny Williams and his brother Oliver. Thank you so much. That is our senior class for the band.
Congratulations, band seniors. We appreciate your representation of Canyon High School for these 4 years. And thank you, parents, for everything you do for not only your students, but the entire band program. Now the seniors from the dance team. First up, Alexa Castilleja, escorted by Crystal and Matthew Castilleja. Next is Kaitlyn Cornell, escorted by Christy and Joseph Cornell. Next is Bailey Felple, escorted by Daryl and Julie Felple. Next is Kendall Gain, escorted by Chris and Carrie Gain and family. Next is Porter Jerica, escorted by Sean and Leslie Jerica and family. Next is Lindsay Rouse, escorted by Marty Rouse and Mr. and Mrs. McDonald. Next up is Avery Wolf, escorted by Shane and Nicole Wolf. And next up is Dane White, escorted by Trisha White. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023-24 seniors for the Canyon High School dance team. Congratulations to all of those seniors that have been recognized this evening. We appreciate everything you've done for our Canyon High School team.
Great halftime presentation on this senior night 2023. The Canyon High School Band. We're going to be back with second half action here in just a moment. Enjoying halftime here on the Cougars Network.
What's so special about Club Car Wash? Purchase one wash or an unlimited wash plan. We prepare every car before it goes through the wash to get rid of bugs and hard-to-reach grime. Plus, enjoy complimentary perks like free vacuums and towels. Never drive around in a dirty car again and join the club at Club Car Wash.
She said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2. And 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt. Just like you like it.
Looking for a new Honda? Shop your hometown Honda dealer, Honda San Marcos. These 2 Hondas look the same, however, the one from Honda San Marcos has something the other one doesn't. A free lifetime warranty that's on every new Honda at Honda San Marcos. Pilot to Passport, Civic to Accord, CRV to Ridgeline. Every new Honda we sell comes with a free lifetime warranty. A short drive for a really big value is at I-35 exit 200 across from the San Marcos Outlet Mall.
Honda San Marcos.
As a local State Farm agent for the past 11 years, John Boyd and his family have been honored to serve this great community and to welcome its residents into their agency and their lives in order to protect what is important to you and your loved ones. Married to a Canyon alumnus and having children at Canyon High School, Churchill Middle, and Hoffman Lane Elementary, he has been a proud and avid supporter of Cougar Nation. We wish the Cougars nothing but success this season. Go Cougs! And back with you now, New Braunfels, New Braunfels, Texas, on the campus of Canyon High School. I got to get it all together here eventually. Getting set for second half action. Brad Lind and yours truly, Roland J. Reese, proud to be bringing this to you this evening. And it's been an enjoyable, although kind of unusual first half, I guess we can say, offensively for both squads.
Well, you got to also mention those dads during that daddy-daughter dance. You know, there's some used to be good athletes and used to be agile older fellas like me. Well, not quite that old, but anyway, they had some jumping and they had some spinning, and we had no injuries. So that's the main thing.
That is entertainment.
Oh, yeah, they
Absolutely.
did a good job. As far as the football game, both teams had some penalties. Both teams had some pretty exciting offense, but I think being a defensive coach, I got to take my hat off to both defenses. Wagner stopped a really potent Canyon offense by limiting their possession, so their offense helped them. But Canyon, after that first big drive by Wagner where it was just bang, bang, bang down the field running the football, then they've done a really good job on defense. So somebody's going to have to do something different in the second half.
Absolutely. Who blinks first? Because as you were mentioning, both defenses have adjusted to the other team's strength on offense.
Exactly.
So it is going to be an interesting second half as it's just about underway from here at Canyon High School in New Braunfels. Wide foot in the ball. This is underway. Here comes a return. The reverse on the return. Coming out across the 15. Stopped just shy of the 20. Good special teams play that time by Canyon.
Weren't fooled by the reverse at all.
Not at all.
There were 5 guys there waiting to make that tackle.
Wagner Taylor on the return for the Wagner Thunderbirds. They'll have the football to start the second half here. Touchdown at 6:04 of the first quarter. A running touchdown by Wagner. Put them on the board. Canyon would answer with 1:40 left to go before halftime. A Jackson Reagan 6-yard touchdown pass. Extra point good. Things evened up. Here's a handoff. Once again, we're beginning where we left off with good stifling defense that time by the Canyon Cougars.
You've got to stop that initial part of the triple option. They don't even run the other parts very often, but you've got to stop that fullback dive, and for the most part, Canyon has really done that.
Crazy pickup of a couple. Tate Box that time, the junior linebacker, in on the stop. 28 tackles, 2 thrown for loss thus far this season for Canyon. 2nd and 8. Offense in tight. Here's the pitch. Wagner Taylor. Once again, good defensive pursuit. It's Kendall Arambidi with the stop that time. Cougar defense looking good, at least to start the second half.
Very impressed with how many kids are over there at the point of attack. They're all beating blocks and getting near the football, helping their teammates make a tackle.
Well, I wonder if it's just focusing on the run, just saying, well, we know they're going to run the football. Let's just do what we can to
you
kind of
probably don't
that.
have to spend too much time with too many intricate coverages this week.
3rd and 10 after a loss of 2. Unload, pass intercepted. Cougars with the football across the 20. Knocked out just shy of the 15-yard line. That's cornerback Ray Stanley with the pick.
Well, we're talking about not having to play much coverage. What you do always have to do is honor your responsibility, your first responsibility. And Canyon, of course, it was a long yardage situation on 3rd down. They were ready for that pass, but that's well executed on defense. And everybody turns to block, so they turn that into an offensive play after they got the ball in their hands.
Trying to focus on the run, Stanley has come up with a couple of big tackles this evening. But just a good heads-up play from his defensive secondary position to give the Cougars possession here. 1st and 10. Here's the give. Reagan trying to find something to the outside and does. Across the 15, stopped just shy of the 10-yard line. Goes the sophomore running back. Nice job running the football. Elias Gonzalez also in there as he comes out of the game right now. Gonzalez in a running back position. Here's Dietrich bringing the play in from the sideline. Bringing a pickup of 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. Dietrich to snap. Looking pass, has a man. Down near the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that's their basic formation, the 2-by-2 with one running back. But it causes Wagner to balance up their defense, so Canyon knows how to block it. They know who's going to cover them. They know how to attack that that defensive formation from their basic formation.
Kansi with a reception that time, giving the Cougars a 1st and goal. Line of scrimmage is the Wagner 5-yard line. This time Kansi goes flanked out to the far side. Daniel Inman, receiver near side on this 1st and goal. Kansi comes over, lines up the near side slot. Here's the handoff. Reagan straight ahead, banging his way out for about the 3-yard line. Couple of tough yards in the middle of that line. Rodney Staley over to make the stop. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd and goal. See where they mark it. It's number 20, Aaron Davis, in on the stop defensively for Wagner. Pair of receivers either side this time for quarterback Reese Dietrich. Snap. Dietrich looking to throw. Does so. This one almost intercepted.
Nice play by number 5.
Yeah, just in and out of the hands of Darius Burley.
Mentioned it before. Limit your passing attack because you got the back of the end zone as an extra defender right now. Might run that straight ahead play 2 times and see what happens. Bringing in the extra big personnel for it.
It's absolutely Cannon Gutierrez checking into the ball game. He lined up as a tight end on the far side on this 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Dietrich dropping back, unloading, looking for the corner, overthrows his intended receiver, being Kansi on the near side, and that brings up a 4th down. Interesting call. Do you put points on the board?
Looks like they're bringing in their field goal team. I didn't have to decide.
That's
that.
okay,
Yeah,
Coach.
I sounded real smart now. Oh yeah, everybody kicks field goals.
Well, that's what you were going to say, though.
Right.
That was your call.
Yeah, it was an interesting call on 3rd down. They're really having success running the football. I guess they wanted to throw it, but
got away from the run that time. But Carlos Enriquez on to try the field goal. Snap is down, kick is up. And with 8:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter, the Canyon Cougars have their first lead of the football game as they're out in front 10-7.
looks like both offense and defense jumped offside or moved, but maybe the defenders caused the offensive lineman to move. So we'll see how they call it. Canyon's confident in the call. Oh, make them kick it again.
Isn't that apparently the case? Although it looks like the offense is coming onto the field.
That would be interesting.
There's Dietrich. See Hausman.
I think the kicker's in the game. Let's see what happens here. No, you're right. That's offensive personnel.
Off that offsides, and it's... Now, this is an interesting call because if they're going to go for it, why would you take the points off the board? Because they're still showing 4th and goal.
Right.
Very interesting call. 4th and goal for Canyon. Dietrich under center. Takes the snap, the give. Reagan going straight ahead.
Didn't make it.
And Wagner saying that they held him.
That's interesting.
That is an interesting call. So prior to the penalty, the field goal attempt was good by Enriquez for Canyon. The offense came back onto the field and was able to not to convert a 4th down.
I'm sure Canyon's disappointed, but Wagner is in a bad way right here with that deep in the end zone.
They are backed up, and I tell you, the Cougar defense has risen to the occasion, stopping the run this evening. So it's 1st and 10, line of scrimmage is the Wagner 2. The handoff. Braden Tracy as he gets out near the 5-yard line. Before he's met there. Colin Ott, correction, in on the stop for Canyon. That'll bring up a 2nd down. Marking this just across the 5 at about the 6-yard line, so This will be determined as 2nd and 5. Quarterback Latrell Stevens-Jones under center. Call his own number. And he'll be wrapped up. Once again, good defensive pursuit by Kendall Orambity. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, this is
for Wagner.
This is a critical play right here with a 1st down. Wagner essentially nullifies that turnover from the interception if they can get enough. If they can get the 1st down here.
So once again, tight formation. No receivers on this 3rd and 2. Quarterback keeper.
1st down.
They'll get the 1st down as the quarterback, Latrell Stevens-Jones, gets out near the 15-yard line. As a matter of fact, they're going to mark it at the 15. That'll move the chains, give the Thunderbirds a 1st down. Now the wide receiver, E.J. Bell, returns. Will be in there. I'm still getting used to a quarterback number 82. I think that's the first time
I've never seen it before.
In a century that I've been doing high school football that I've seen at any level. Actually, I've seen a quarterback.
Maybe he was receiver in his younger days and just likes the number, but it's
think,
rare. It's rare.
I think that was the call. I don't think he has been the quarterback all season. I think they've been going with different quarterbacks thus far this season, and he just inherited the position. So 6:16 left to go. There's a timeout on the field. Our score is Canyon 7 and Wagner 7. And I tell you, it may be just a question of who blinks first this evening.
Well, Canyon had a great opportunity, and Wagner, in a bad situation, answered with great defense. And then to take the points off the board, you hate to second guess any coaching staff, because I've known my whole career I've heard people second guess us, but you just wonder if that's going to be a difference maker in this game, because it could have been 10-7 would have been enough for the whole game the way Canyon's playing defense, but we'll see.
Well, we're almost back at it. As we mentioned, 6:16 remaining here, 3rd quarter. It's 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is the Wagner 15 for the Thunderbirds. Looked like a miscue that time.
They were trying to run what's called a midline option, but there was a little bumble at the exchange between the fullback and the quarterback. In other words, they don't take the fullback dive off tackle. They take it right at the nose guard, right up the center.
And that time, Crazy just presence of mind to fall back on the football. Of course, no gain, but they did retain possession. 2nd and 10 now from the Wagner 15. This time the handoff straight ahead. Colin Ott, Kendall Orambity in on the stop that time after a gain of 2. Crazy to carry. It'll be 3rd and 8. Big play this time for the Canyon defense. They've risen to the occasion quite a bit this evening, and no time like the present. Stevens-Jones under center, the pitch. That's Taylor coming near side. He's wrapped up, penalty markers on the field. Over to make the stop once again, Parker Woodrum.
We have a bad angle from up here, but I believe that wide receiver was standing up in the neutral zone. He was probably offside to start with. But they stopped him for no gain anyway.
No gain.
Might be a rare occasion where you decline
it, exactly. Take the down.
Shouldn't be a play that you can continue once it's procedure. Yeah, so that technically that ball's never snapped.
So that'll bring up a 4th down. And looks like the punting unit comes on. Of course, they did try a quick snap earlier.
Yeah, that didn't work well, which is basically a turnover. I'm pretty sure they're going to punt this football.
I would say backed up this far into their own territory, it might be a wise decision. So Damian Facundo on to punt this away, and this time he does. Right foot into it. Kinsey gets away from it.
Yeah, he stumbled trying to return it. So.
And not bad field position for Canyon as they'll take over offensively, actually at their own 47. They come off the field. Haven't scored since 1:59 left to go before halftime. And we're at 4:30 left in the third quarter. Still tied at 7. As we mentioned, the importance of this game, positioning in district. The Canyon Cougars 4-2 in district. The Wagner Thunderbirds 5-1. Dietrich dropping back, looking to pass, unloads, looking for Hausman. Just in and out of his hands once again. Good defensive coverage that time. Donovan Lang back in his secondary position for Wagner.
That's what the fans like to see. They like to let them play out there. Both receiver and defensive back had their hands all over each other, but no call.
2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Canyon 47. Handoff straight ahead, banging out to near midfield. Goes the running back, Daniel Bastian. That'll give him a pickup of a couple as Jackson Reagan checks back in. Reagan, correction.
7-7 score. You still got to be talking great about both defenses. I'm impressed with Wagner's pass defense. They put a little pressure on the quarterback, but for the most part, when they've stopped the pass, it's been individual efforts on receivers.
Hopper checks in. He'll go flank to the far side along with Kinsey on this 3rd down. Dietrich, he's looking in that direction, has Kinsey across the 45 to around the 44-yard line. I think he's going to be stopped just a bit shy. When it all depends on the mark, actually. That is the case. It's 4th and 1.
See if they can stop the quarterback sneak.
Dietrich, the snap, straight ahead behind that big offensive line. And the Cougars will have the 1st down. And the Cougar faithful are showing their approval.
The offensive line moms are saying run that play more often. My son is doing a good job on, and they really are. They really are. That's not easy. It looks like that's kind of an automatic thing, but those kids are working really hard up front.
As the son of an offensive lineman, I tell you, they are the unsung heroes of that offense.
That's some big, strong kids that they're pushing around for Wagner.
Bastian checking back in on this 1st and 10. In Wagner territory at the 42. Dietrich, ball gets away from him. He picks it back up and decides to keep it. And he'll get back close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that play won't make his highlight tape, but he did a great job right there preventing disaster.
Alden Scott puts the stop on Reese Dietrich. And actually, they say he's going to be stopped just a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 11. This ball is marked at the 43-yard line. Hopper to the far side along with Kinsey. Hausman to the near side. Dietrich showing play action. Has a man all by his lonesome on the far side of the field. Nice pickup that time by Ryder Hopper.
It's a long throw by the quarterback. Really good job.
He averages about almost 11 yards a catch, or has done that coming into play tonight, but that Probably the biggest catch of the season for him right there to keep the drive alive. We got a player coming off. That's Inman. Hopefully we see him back in the game. 1st and 10. Play action to Reagan this time. Good defensive pursuit as Hossman was the intended receiver.
That's probably not Hossman's favorite play.
No. E.J. Bell back defensively, covering Hossman. No gain, 2nd and 10. E.J. Bell, now the defensive secondary for Wagner. Starting wide receiver, as a matter of fact, we were mentioning earlier, he leads the team in catches, which isn't a whole lot because that's not their forte offensively. Dietrich, feeling a little pressure, steps up in, he'll keep it. Slide down to near the 30-yard line for a nice pickup. For he's tagged there, Aaron Davis with the stop for Wagner. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 6. We've gone scoreless this 3rd quarter. This time 3 receivers come to the near side with a single receiver far side on this 3rd and 6. Dietrich dropping back, looking far side, has a man, makes the catch across the 20 at about the 19-yard line goes the running back Reagan.
They found some success on getting a player out of the backfield or a crossing route by that inside receiver. They found holes in Wagner's coverage.
4th and 1 as Reagan was stopped just short, but guess what? It's follow that offensive line time again. Wagner saying they stopped him, but I believe his forward progress is going to get him the 1st down. We'll see where this is marked.
Looks like a 1st down.
Yeah, they looked like his forward progress got him the 1st down. See, Tate Davis is helping the official there, saying, no, we got it. They're going to measure.
They are going to measure.
Haven't seen an awful lot of measurements this season.
Well, you know, they get these nice turf fields with the automatic stripes. It's not 2 coaches getting out of class on Friday to mark the field off. It's clean like a piece of graph paper, so usually you can tell. It's rare that you need to measure.
Coaches, sometimes announcers get employed into that position. I know I've been there, and one saw a running back coming straight at me. Those young men are big.
He made it.
So that'll move the chains, give the Cougars a 1st down. 44 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Canyon coaches are giving instructions from the sidelines, making sure that the message gets transmitted properly. Here's the pitch to Hossman. Nice carry inside the 10. It'll be another another 1st and goal for Canyon. Once again inside the 10-yard line.
He's a versatile player. That's a well-constructed running play by a wide receiver taking the pitch.
Or correction, he stopped just shy of the 1st. It'll be 2nd and 1, but they can get a 1st and goal here momentarily. The give, Reagan straight ahead. He'll get more than that. He'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Canyon Cougars.
I think in that situation, their successful passing plays set up really good running plays. They had Wagner on their heels that whole series.
Well, I'm sure they're feeling good after that field goal, and they decided to go for it on 4th down, now putting the ball in the end zone here before the 3rd quarter runs out. It's Enriquez to try the extra point, and it's good with 25 seconds left to go before the end of the third quarter. Our score now, Canyon 14, Wagner 7. Back with more in a moment here on the Cougars Network.
She said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2, and 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt, just like you like it.
Well, we come back to the replay of the 11-yard touchdown run that time by Jackson Reagan. Young man has just had a nose for the end zone this evening. He's responsible for both Canyon touchdowns.
I think you got to give credit to that Canyon offensive line. Not only they had some really, really successful short yardage plays, but for the most part, they've been clearing people out of there for the running game, the whole game.
Kickoff handled once again. This time a fake reverse as Donovan Lang will return, and Donovan Lang turns on the Jets.
We have a clip down here.
And a penalty marker on the field.
It was a pretty clean clip, kind of square in the back. That might have been the player that could have tackled him, so we're gonna come back.
Lang returns it the distance. I believe unaware of the laundry. Here comes the call from the official. That is the call, exactly.
You know, that referee, the umpire, when he's in formation for kickoff, is way back here where the team kicked off from. He threw that flag about 40 yards, but he threw it about exactly where the clip happened. So you got to give those guys credit where credit's due.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to give Wagner possession, but they'll start at their own 10-yard line.
That's 2 really successful kickoff returns that they've had called back.
Well, they might be able to squeeze the play off here before the end of the third quarter. Latrell Stevens-Jones brings his troops to the line. On this 1st and 10 from the Wagner 10. The pitch coming straight ahead. Oh, good defensive pursuit that time to stop Wanye Taylor.
This is where Wagner's offense becomes a little one-dimensional. Once the other team has your number and doing a great job of pursuit, getting more than one kid at the tackle, they need some counter plays or they need to throw the football. And they haven't shown a desire to do that, so we'll see what happens in this 4th quarter.
I'll tell you what, that Cougar defense has risen to the occasion, and we've got 3 in the books, and the Cougars have a 7-point lead going into the 4th. Our score, Canyon 14, Wagner 7. Back with 4th quarter action in a moment here from the Cougars Network. As a local State Farm agent for the past 11 years, John Boyd and his family have been honored to serve this great community and to welcome its residents into their agency and their lives in order to protect what is important to you and your loved ones. Married to a Canyon alumnus and having children at Canyon High School, Churchill Middle, and Hoffman Lane Elementary, he has been a proud and avid supporter of Cougar Nation. We wish the Cougars nothing but success this season. Go Cougs! Has a look. Returning for 4th quarter action here in New Braunfels on the campus of Canyon High School. Brad Lynn, yours truly, Roland J. Reese with you. A late touchdown once again by Jackson Reagan. The extra point good has the Cougars on top 14-7.
You got to give a lot of credit to Canyon's defense because they're setting their offense up with short fields.
2nd and 10 now for Wagner. Line of scrimmage is their own 10-yard line. Pitch to the far side.
Looks like every Canyon player is in on that play. They're all doing a great job of running to the football.
Down to the 10, or correction, across the 10, down to around the 12-yard line. Goes the running back, and that is Xavier Luera making the carry. They're only going to give him a pickup of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Thunderbirds. Darius Burley to the far side. Bell to the near side, unloads that one, overthrew his intended target, Bell. That'll bring up a 4th down. Back defensively for Canyon. That was Luke Bell. Luke Bell back covering E.J. Bell of Wagner. So it's 4th and 9. Something I'm sure the Thunderbirds haven't been particularly that comfortable with, but we'll see how they convert here. They've got 4 receivers in the game, or actually punt formation. Thought the quarterback was coming in as the up man there tries to push the ball forward.
Fan the flames there.
Absolutely.
Well, the punter did a good job. He didn't get off a great kick, but the snap was bobbled, and he recovered it quickly before it could get too chaotic around him and got the punt off. But still great field position for Canyon.
I guess with that being backed up that close to your own end zone, it looked like they were coming in offensively in a spread formation. However, no, they were punting. Now Canyon has the football, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Wagner 40. To give to Reagan as he tries to find the corner. Nothing doing there. Good defensive stop that time for Wagner. It's coming over to make the stop. That was John Rector. Line of scrimmage, the Wagner 41. And it's 2nd and 10. No gain on the play. You got Kinsey and Sobervilla. Flank to the near side. Dietrich has a man. Penalty markers down. That's Hausman. Takes the ball in, crosses the 35, down to around the 34-yard line. We'll take the penalty markers.
Must have been a formation issue. Maybe a covered receiver, meaning the outside receiver and the inside receiver were both on the line of scrimmage.
If that's the case, it's going to be against the offense. Move it back.
That kind of formation is legal if you run the football, but when they both release downfield for a pass, it's basically the offensive tackle out for a pass. So can't do that.
So backs it up 5. It'll be 2nd and 15. Cougars have to get to the Wagner 31 to pick up a 1st down. Single receiver either side. Dietrich the snap. Dietrich the handoff. Straight ahead. Hanging out for a couple of tough yards to about the 42-yard line. Goes the back. I believe that was Reagan with a carry once again. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 back to the original line of scrimmage. Now 3 receivers to the near side, a single receiver to the far side for quarterback Reese Dietrich.
Uh-oh.
And, you know, you're talking about miscues. We've certainly seen our share of those this evening. No sooner do they get back to the original line of scrimmage, this is going to back it up again.
There's a silver lining behind that cloud, though, because now you get those jitters out of the way when you're facing your playoff opponent next week.
That's
this,
right.
This last game has got to be something that both teams really, really want, but they get both to get to play next week. So it's an interesting thing, but these miscues are something that coaches certainly don't like, and really don't like them late in the year.
Because as you mentioned, both these teams will face postseason action beginning next week. 3rd and 15. Dietrich looking to air it out. He keeps it. Penalty markers down. Down goes Dietrich as well.
Asking those offensive linemen to hold those blocks a really, really long time, it's hard not to accidentally hold.
Aaron Davis, Azario Brooks, and on the stop that time for Wagner.
Interesting to decline that much yardage, but it'll be, if you decline it, should be 4th down and 15, correct?
That's true. It'll be loss of down. So there it is.
Pretty far for a field goal and too short for a punt, so
holding. Okay, they declined the procedure call. They declined the holding call. So a couple of infractions on that last play.
Looks like Canyon is coming into punt.
Case. Selly in the punt. Just under 9 minutes remaining in the game this evening. Canyon holding on to a 14-7 lead over Wagner. Right foot into it. Take a Cougar bounce.
85 yards to go.
Down at the 15.
Kind of like Canyon's chances, the way they've been playing defense. Just doesn't seem like Wagner has the ability tonight to play faster than they have. So the clock is going to be, even though there's 8 minutes and 39 seconds, the clock is going to start bothering them. It's going to start affecting their game plan.
They're throwing wide receiver Darius Burley and wide receiver E.J. Bell. Flank to the near side on this 1st and 10. Here's the pitch. Across the 20, the 25. Banging out down near the 30-yard line goes the back, Jaden Tardy. Making the stop. 35, Grayson Coyne for the Canyon Cougars. And I believe we've got an injured player on the field. Good to see him up under his own power. And coming off the field, that is cornerback Luke Bell. So,
injured player should have to come off the field unless that was a timeout call. No.
Well,
yeah,
here he comes.
Now he comes off.
The pitch. Oh, good defensive pursuit that time.
Great defensive play.
Wow, coming over to make the stop, that was Aiden Smith. 3 tackles for a loss this evening. Make that number, or this season that is, make that number 4 as he wrapped up the Wagner runner. Loss of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 14 as Luke Bell checks back in. He'll replace Caleb Gaynor. Tapiwa Hunada back in the defensive secondary as well. Handoff straight ahead for Wagner. Goes to Wonder Braden Tracy. 29-yard line. So he got 3 back. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Thunderbirds, 2 receivers to the far side. That being Bell and Burley. 3rd and 11. Drop back, he's looking in that direction, unloads and overthrows his intended receiver, E.J. Bell.
Canyon was ready. They had 2 defenders on. Clearly good receiver, but the ball was thrown in a way that he couldn't have caught that. So it looks like they're going to be back to punt.
Yeah, that seems to have been an issue last couple of pass attempts that Wagner has tried.
Canyon defense just keeps playing really, really good football against an explosive Wagner attack.
Jackson Kinsey stands back at, his own 35-yard line awaiting the Wagner punt. Low snap. Sam Facundo gets his right foot into it.
It's a better punt.
Catch made at the 35. That's where the Cougar offense will go on the attack, 1st and 10. 6:32 remaining in tonight's game. Right now, with a good, methodical, time-eating drive by that offense will go a long way to help Canyon's chances.
Yeah, 14-7 seems like a really, really close game, but right now, both offensively, defensively, and really in the kicking game, Canyon is in control. They need to take this drive and, like you said, eat some clock up. Doesn't have to be all runs. They've got some short passing game that's pretty effective as well.
Well, Dietrich bringing 3 receivers into the near side on this 1st and 10. Now Kinsey going in motion. The give, Reagan across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Get there and stopped. It's Aiden Scott. We've mentioned that young man's name quite a bit this evening. Going to give Reagan a pickup of 1. 2nd and 9, and that clock continues to tick away now. With just over 6 minutes left to go in the ball game. Hausman goes flank to the far side on this 2nd and 9. Dietrich dropping back, play action, looking downfield, just out of the reach of his intended receiver, Kinsey.
Well-constructed play. They sent number 4, Canyon's leading receiver, across the face of 3 defenders, and all of them leaned his way, and then they had a back leak out, and just need to execute that. It's not an easy throw. Well-constructed play.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 9. Clock stops with the incomplete pass with 5:50 remaining in the ball game. 2 Jackson Reagan touchdowns at the close of the quarters, the 2nd and 3rd. As the Cougars on the board with the lead this time, Dietrich keeps it. He'll have the 1st down and more as he gets into Wagner territory and run out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
You don't think that's a running play on purpose, but all the receivers cleared out that zone, that area, and of course the defenders have to go with them, whether you call it zone or man, and then the quarterback sees all that grass and he's got the speed. He took advantage of it. Really good play. Should have tried to stay in bounds, but can't have everything.
Kinsey and Inman come flanked out to the near side. Good to see Inman back in the game. He left, he left favoring one of his legs earlier, but doing well. Reagan with the handoff. Reagan gets across the 45, down to near the 40-yard line, still on his feet. He's met there and dropped. On the stop that time, John Rector after a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 now, Cougars. Wagner 39, line of scrimmage, 2 receivers to the far side. Hossman lined up to the near side. There's a quick out to the Hossman.
First down.
Across the 35, down to around the 33-yard line. Keeping the drive alive, moving the chain. It'll be first down as the Cougar faithful has just let us all know about that.
One of their trademark cheers. They can only do it on first down, though.
33-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Clock continues to run. Under 4.5 minutes left to go. Dietrich. The give to Reagan. Reagan out across the 30, the 25.
We'll hear that cheer again.
There it is. Stopped at about the 23-yard line. Over to make the stop that time, Aaron Davis. We wanted to hear it from the faithful, and we just did, moving the chain. So it's 1st and 10. Inman still looking like he's favoring one of his legs, but he's not going to be held out of this. Love these players that have that little element called want to. And he certainly does. 3 receivers far side. Dietrich to give Reagan. Why not? He's brought you here. He gets you down around the 20-yard line before he'll be met there and driven back.
Offensive line is having a really fun time right now.
They are.
They're executing their blocks. So many yards are gained without even, before the running back is even touched by a defender, and that's a tribute to really good offensive line play.
Aiden Scott with a stop on that play. After a gain to near the 20. Got to get to about the 13 for first down. Second, calling about 7. Dietrich, they give to Reagan. Trying to find the corner. Gets down to near, see where they're going to mark this, at about the 20 to 19-yard line. So it's going to be third, call it about 5. Because actually he's got to get to the 14 for a first down.
Canyon doing a great job of using up the whole play clock, letting that game clock.
Ball controlled, nothing like it.
Very big part of this game.
Kinsey in motion. They were trying to snap it to Kinsey that time. Wasn't ready, and he didn't have control of the ball, but he falls on it at about the 25-yard line. And that will bring up a 4th down. Now a timeout called. Wagner's going to call a timeout with 2:01 remaining in the ball game. I'll tell you, with that timeout, let's take this one. Our score, Canyon 14, Wagner 7 in this big district tilt. Back with more in a moment here on the Cougar Network.
She said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2, and 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt, just like you like it.
.201 remaining in tonight's ball game. Fourth and 12. Now for Canyon, and they decide to go on it, or go for it. Dietrich, play action, feeling pressure, looking to pass, does so. He had Inman.
He had pressure. He had pressure at the same time.
All by himself. Yeah, he had to get rid of the football and does so.
So Wagner does stop them, but they may have used up too much time doing it. Let's see if Wagner's got a chance with they just need one big running play and one big block by somebody to get this, because they are still explosive, even though let's say Canyon's had some great defensive success. They're not sitting there thinking, oh, we got this. They're going to have to execute this last minute 53.
They got 75 yards of real estate in front of them. As a matter of fact, interesting, we've not seen their leading rusher, William Reynolds, back in the game for quite some time now. 1st and 10, Wagner. Rollout, pass incomplete. Intended for Jaden Tardy. Just out of his reach.
They've had one completed pass, the very first one of the game, and after that I think they're blank. So Canyon's doing a good job getting pressure at the quarterback, and they're doing a good job in coverage.
Aiden Smith, Luke Bell back defensively for Canyon. 2nd and 10 now for the Thunderbirds from their own 25-yard line. Here's the pitch. Trying to come near side, nothing doing. Good defensive pursuit. Colin Ott, Roman McFall, among others in on the stop. Matter of fact, Tate Box also in on that. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10. So the Thunderbirds break huddle. Send a receiver Burley out to the near side. Here's the pitch to Burley. Nothing doing as the defense was pursuing. And that time a big open field tackle. Saving a big game, Ray Stanley. Some big hits and interception for the Cougar defenseman. He's had a big night.
I believe that's Wagner calling the timeout. Yes.
51 seconds left. I guess at this point you got to roll the dice.
Well, we've seen a fake punt. We've seen several trick plays. So if they've got something else, we'll probably see that now. There's no reason to hold it back.
But I tell you what else we've seen, Brad. We've seen a focused Canyon defense.
Yes. After that first drive, they just kind of got themselves together over here on the bench and said, I think we can do this, and they've done it.
And they've proven it to themselves. This should be great for the second season going into that, knowing what they've stopped.
Yes, and it looks like if the game turns out like it is, they are going to get to play the third place team, not the first place team.
Here we go. 4th and 7 for Wagner. The snap, drop back, pass, intercepted at the 30. Coming near side of the 25-yard line and driven out of bounds at about the 18 goes Tate Box. And Box is feeling it.
It's one of our cameramen that helped make that tackle about 7 or 8 yards off the sideline there. That's Dorian on our side. He seems to be okay. Hung in there to get the shot, I'll tell you that.
You know what, and got to tip the cap to the camera crew and the production crew out here for the Cougars Network. What a job they've done this evening. What a job they've done all season. My
hats off to Edward and Ulysses and everybody up front, too, doing a really good job.
Absolutely. Great job. We just do the talking. You guys make the magic happen.
They do the hard work, that's for sure.
1st and 10. Canyon with the football, and this time Dietrich's going to take a knee. Nobody can do anything. Wagner, no timeouts left. I don't believe they have to snap it again.
No, sir, they don't.
That ought to do it. So the Canyon Cougars come into the final week of the regular season and get a huge win over Wagner. The Cougars will finish 5-2 in district. Wagner finishes 4-3.
5 and 2.
5 and 2.
5 and 2.
Isn't that what I said?
For Canyon.
5 and 2.
And also Wagner. But
oh, you're right. No, Wagner will finish 5 and 2.
But Canyon beat Wagner, so yeah, you gotta take a little calculus class to figure it all out sometimes.
Therein lied my problem. I wasn't paying attention in calculus class here at Canyon. That's what the problem was. But anyway, both teams will finish 5 and 3. You are correct. So, based on what champion will be doing this evening, there could and may possibly be a three-way tie at 5 and 3. Or 5 and 2.
5 and 2, yeah.
5 and 2,
5
correction.
and 2. Probably going to be a three-way tie at 5 and 2, and all that happens is that
it's at number 3,
Canyon,
Brad. It's stick and win.
Yeah, Canyon and Wagner. Now I'm going to get confused. Canyon and Wagner have flipped positions on the standings, and so now the first-place team of each district gets to play a fourth-place team. So the second-place team gets to play a third-place team. So Canyon now, instead of being seated against the first-place team of the next district over, they get to play a third-place team.
And, you know, I think the bigger news, I mean, even considering that there's a three-way tie with the district record, is that Canyon is going to go into the next season, into the playoffs, second season, with this momentum from this big win tonight.
Right. Well, you got to give credit where credit's due. Their offensive skill kids made some plays, and they've got some great talent, but Wagner was pretty good on defense. But I think the key to this game was the offensive line play of the Canyon Cougars, and then after the first drive, the defense was just marvelous the whole game. Their pursuit to the ball, they were getting a lot of kids to the football, making good tackles. They forced a turnover and had some tackles for loss. So I think the offensive line and Canyon's defense are the top players for this game.
Absolutely. Well, on this senior night here in New Braunfels at Canyon High School, once again, our final score, the Canyon Cougars 14, the Wagner Thunderbirds 7. For Brad Lynn and for all the crew here at the Cougars Network and WIC Productions, I'm Roland J. Reese. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and until next time, so long, everybody.